Howdy, folks. We have a new partner here for the Forte Catholic Podcast. If you listen back on episode 120, we've done over 120 episodes. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, John Rozelle from Staying Close to Christ came on the show, and I've now partnered with him to bring you discounts on the best Catholic gifts available. So just a little bit about them and what they do. They help you discover inspiring Catholic gifts. Many Catholics struggle to focus on their faith because of all this stuff going on in our world. It's kind of crazy. So we need reminders to stay close to Christ. For me, it takes someone slapping me in Mass. They don't sell that at Staying Close to Christ, but they sell other great things like Tiny Saints, Catholic toys and games, saint cards. I love the Tiny Saints so much. I have a St. Michael one on my keychain. There's so much great stuff. You can check it all out at fortecatholic.com/gifts. Through these inspiring Catholic gifts, these guys are helping you share one powerful message. Stay close to Christ. We all need that reminder. You can do all of that and get 10% off while supporting Forte Catholic by going to fortecatholic.com/gifts. Gifts? GIFTS. Two of my favorite words, and they're so very, very similar. Do it. fortecatholic.com/GIFTS. What's up? And welcome to Forte Catholic Radio. This is your host, Taylor Schroll. In the studio, it is a dreary, dreary day outside. There's so much grayness outside this very, very large window that I record in the Red Sea Radio. Not underwater studios, but maybe possibly in the future. We are in Bryan College Station. There's been quite a lot of bad weather here and across this whole great state of Texas. So we hope that you are all doing well out there. Speaking of lots of water, my guest co-host today had to drive through quite a bit of water. I think she actually swam here. So my friends are busy. My usual co-hosts decided that they were too busy for me. So like Sean McAfee was I think he was supposed to do this week. He was like in Switzerland jumping off of the dam that like James Bond did in GoldenEye and like had to like pick up his parents or something. Jonathan Blevins is in England right now. He's in Europe. And Allison Sullivan and Father Anthony were just on, so I'm going to ask them. So this one person has just been pestering me to come back on the show. It's like, why can't I be a co-host? She came back on episode 128, and she thought she was the greatest gift ever to Forte Catholic. So we welcome her back. Liv Harrison, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm fantastic. How are you, Taylor? Nicest friend I have.
I am very nice to you. You have no idea.
You're so not nice to me.
I am nice to everyone.
Begged you. Good gracious. I just said, listen, if you want a really great show, why don't you have me on?
Why do you hate my co-host?
I love your co-host. I just don't know why you have to have an even number. Why can't we have an odd number of co-hosts?
We just have
There's some months with 5 weeks, Taylor.
We figure it out.
So I'm the set of steak knives. I'm the runner up. Not even. I'm like in the top 48. That's what I am. But that's fine. I don't mind being here. I'm excited.
I really want you to go to your website right now and at thelivharrison.com. Not www.
Not www.
We learned that last time.
Don't do that.
But
that's
Liv
gross.
Harrison.
Yeah.
A set of steak knives. And like that should just be your tagline for your life.
Your consolation prize. Yes.
It would make as much sense as the word Forte. You said you didn't know what the word meant.
Of course I don't know what the word means. Do I look like I speak that word? I don't know what that is.
So you claim to be of what descent?
I am half Italian. Well, I haven't done my 23andMe, but my dad is 100% Italian, and he's first generation in this country. I'm pretty sure I'm like a dual citizen or something. Like, it works like that.
We went to an Italian restaurant the other day.
Stop.
And like minutes after you asked, or that you told me that you were Italian, you were like, "Hello, I want the minestrone." And I'm like, that must be your other half speaking, because that doesn't make any sense.
You're the worst. That's how we say it. That is how we say it.
We as in non-Italians?
Okay. You know what? We as in my dad. You know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to have my dad say a bunch of Italian words and I'm going to ask him what forte means and I'm going to text you and tell you all those answers.
Well, I know what forte means. It's also an Italian word that you just learned what it meant.
Yeah, because I don't know words, Taylor. We already know this. We've gone over it. Yes, I didn't know.
Liv Harrison, professional speaker, doesn't know words, but she is like a pair of steak knives. You should book her for your next event at thelivharrison.com.
Okay, you're fired. You are the worst manager I've ever had. You're done.
I was like, what am I being fired from? I was very interested in where that story was going.
This is going nowhere is where this is going. All right. So yeah, I don't know words. It's fine, but I am a good speaker.
I'm amazing, and I don't like your co-hosts. Okay.
I love your co-host. I'm just saying add another.
Name them.
Allison.
Yes.
A guy that lives in Europe.
Yep.
A guy that is related to Ninja.
Yep.
I'm sure another man, because that's what you guys with beards do, hang out with men, and I'm not one, so then that guy.
Yep. The man who is a member of the Holy Catholic Priesthood.
You're so the worst. Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know what? This is a great time to wish Father Anthony Sharapa a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Father Anthony. Liv doesn't know who you are, but I do, and I love you. Happy birthday, Father Anthony.
I love you tremendously, Father Anthony. Thank you for being on this planet. Yeah, so I think you need another lady is what I'm saying. That was the point. Think about it.
Here's the deal.
Think about it.
I don't like change, and we had to change a while back. And like, the change worked very well. We went from having a producer who was also my co-host to me doing all the producing and having a rotating group of co-hosts. And then there were 4 people, and then one person dropped, and we added another 4. There's just been so much change these last few months that I don't think the people can handle it. And by the people, I mean me.
It's not change. It's called addition. But that's fine. Let's move on. I love your co-host. And I'm actually quite impressed of the lineup that you have. I don't blame you for not winning me. Those are some really impressive people. Everyone's like, who the heck is she? Yeah. So go to the Liv Harrison and then you'll know.
Liv Harrison. She went to high school with a lot of famous people.
That's true.
That's your other
That is my claim to fame. That is true. Yeah.
You just like you said, this is going nowhere. You know what else goes nowhere?
I'm ready. What?
People running on a track. They just run around in circles.
I wouldn't know. Do I look like I know? My people don't run, Taylor.
Half Italians?
the short, chubby brunettes that are funny. Those people, they don't run. Go ahead.
But I mean, you understand how a trek works, right?
Yes.
Like if they're going to run 1 mile, how many laps do they run?
4.
Oh my gosh, you knew it.
I took PE in 7th grade, yo.
So it's kind of this interesting thing. It's like they run and they just run in circles.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mentioned last week that we had our regional track meet the week before last week's show.
Right.
We had our state track meet this last weekend.
Okay.
So like the best kids in the entire state came to this one meet, and my team walked away with 3 gold medals.
Stop.
3.
They did not.
Yes, they did.
In what?
So these 2 little white kids were faster than everybody else. It was awesome.
That's amazing. How about you? Who was their coach, Taylor?
Liv Harrison. No, I'm just kidding.
You.
Everybody knows that they're my kids.
Well, but I mean, what if this is the one time some guy's listening for the first time and he doesn't know you were their coach?
Oh, if this is the first time, they didn't make it through the first 4 minutes.
Oh my God, that's so true. Happy birthday, Father Anthony. He left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, congratulations.
It was awesome. It was one of those things. This is an interesting thing because like I'm their coach and I work them hard. So like I even mentioned last week as part of the regional track meet, like one of the few things that like really, really gets me is seeing people meet their goals, like achieve their dreams, right? So last week it was in the context of the NFL draft and like all these people getting drafted and like these videos of their family, their grandma, their kids, like, you know, congratulating them on this huge dream. And everybody's crying and it's beautiful, right? So like most people that to everyone currently listening, everyone that's listened to the show before, knows that
all 5.
I'm quite bombastic and I'm loud and I get quite engaging, right? So or energetic. That's the word I was going for.
That's a
I
good
get
word.
quite engaging. I too am good with words. So we have that in common. So like for the most part, like I am the one at the meets. Like I'm yelling, I'm cheering them on. Like I don't care what other people think. Like there are, hundreds of people in these stands and I'm yelling and going crazy. Like I don't care. Like in that moment, it's just me and the kid that I've worked with for literally for years to try to get them to this spot. I know their sweat, their pain, their blood, their tears. Like I know what they've been through. So for them to cross cross the finish line, half a step in front of the other guy that they've been racing against for 3 years and they've never won, and they finally do, like, I'm going all out, right? So like there's literally videos. I'll share them on social media this week. There's videos of like, you see the entire video and like right at the end, you see me just like doing like like in Dragon Ball Z where they go Super Saiyan. That's me celebrating with these kids. And like I'm yelling and they're yelling and like look, the quietest kid in the world is beating his chest and he's super excited. And I'm like, we're having so much fun, right? So how this works at the state meet, the coach, nobody can be on the infield. So, like, I'm in the stands. I'm in this huge stadium.
Wait, the coaches can't even be on the infield?
No, we can't be on the field. So, like, I'm relegated to being a fan.
You're in the stands?
In the stands. It's crazy. So, like,
that's fascinating.
Just at the regional meet and the state meet, where they these big, like the championship meets, that we're not allowed to be out there. So, like, I'm relegated to the stands. So I'm standing like literally at the finish line. But how they're letting them off is like huge stadium, like big old Texas football stadium with this track in it. I'm at the finish line, but the kids get off the track over at the other side of the track. So like I'm like just live, like these kids just won the gold medals. I'm going crazy. So I'm like congratulating them from there, yelling with them, and then I go and congratulate like their parents in the stands behind me, and then I'm literally running. I run from this side of the stadium. I run like 3/4 of this huge football stadium. I'm sprinting around it and going up to like do like this like touchdown celebration where you like jump up and hit your hips against each other and that sort of thing. We're doing that. We're hugging. Like,
is there video of you running? That's really what everybody wants to know. Like, let's get to it, Taylor.
There's definitely not.
No, are you sure? We should put that out right now and say, listen, if you have video of Taylor running at this meet, I personally, Liv Harrison, will give you $5 whole.
$5 whole.
Well, it might be worth a little bit more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, so no, there's not. But what's funny is like they're
awesome.
tired from just running,
Sure.
and I'm tired from running, and we meet in the middle.
You're like, I'm tired from climbing the stairs to my seat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I stood up. I was very tired.
That was hard, you guys.
So I get over there, celebrate with them, and then like a few minutes later, so like I'm like going crazy, celebrating with them, having a blast. We meet up with the rest of the team. We're just celebrating, and finally things slow down. And I text my wife, and like literally, like as I'm typing, like the kids name, James won gold medal in this, Cole won gold medal in this, Cole won this gold medal again. Like when I sent every single one of those text messages, like as I'm typing it, like I'm tearing up, like I'm starting to, because it's like.
Those
again, like, these are my kids.
They're
like
your kids.
I've been with them.
You know what it means.
Like days that they've absolutely hated me for the stuff I've made them do, and like we've grown together. Like these kids have been with me from the beginning, from 3 years ago when I started coaching.
Wow.
And seeing everything that they've done, like it's beautiful. So yeah, I cried this weekend for the first time in quite some. That's a lie. I cried during Avengers Endgame.
I was gonna say you cried during Endgame. You told me.
So I've cried.
Tell us where. No, you can't.
I've cried more. I've cried more in the last week than probably the rest of my life.
It's an emotional week for you, Taylor.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
So speaking of Avengers,
love Avengers.
The embargo is lifted, but we're still not going to do our spoiler cast.
We're not going to say any
still
of the
not going to do our spoiler cast. We're not going to be those.
But you and I talked. We talked.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. In that Olive Garden where you ordered minestrone.
You know what? Don't take me to Olive Garden.
I didn't. You took me.
That's
you paid.
true. I
Thank
did
you very
pay.
much.
That is nice.
I told you thank you.
You did.
And then when we left, you like yelled at me because I didn't say thank you.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I was like, oh wow, that was 8 minutes ago.
Confession? What is this?
These are my confessions. You know who could hear my confession? Father Anthony, happy birthday!
You're my favorite co-host.
Now you made everybody else mad. Okay, so I've been sick these last couple of days.
Yeah, what did you have?
It was not good.
Oh. You didn't even tell me. Oh,
Yeah.
Taylor.
It was not fun.
You hugged me. Gross.
No,
Am I going to get it?
I'm fine now.
Okay, go ahead.
You've got the Black Plague.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
think I've got the black lung, Pop. I hadn't been, like, I was sitting there, I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Because usually I do my show
Right.
prep. Usually we record on Mondays. And I was like,
You were
yeah,
sick.
there's no way. Like, I'm not going in to record. And then...
I said, let's talk Avengers.
yes, yeah, exactly.
Because I love it.
Let's do it. So you had...
I have a question.
Okay, go for it.
Do you want me to ask it?
Please.
Okay, so wait. They can't hear me if I ask you this, right? What is that word called? The little glove thing?
Oh, the little glove thing?
Yeah, with all the little gems.
Like we're talking about Michael Jackson?
A goblet? What is it?
The goblet. Yeah. The
Taylor?
goblet.
Taylor, what is the name?
Have you ever put a goblet on your hand?
No, I don't know. No.
Do you know what a goblet is?
Yes, you drink out of it at like...
Yep. So that just by process of elimination, that's
Okay.
not the word you're
Not
looking
a goblet. What is it, Taylor? What is it? Taylor just said the name. Golly. I don't know what it's called.
for. Gauntlet?
Gaunt with an N? Gaunt?
Yes.
Gauntlet. Come on. And that means fancy glove? What does that mean? Gauntlet.
It's like a goblet for your hand. That's what it means.
That's exactly what I think it means. Is it a metal hand?
Yeah.
It means metal hand.
Sure.
Okay.
It's an Italian word.
You're the worst. Guys, he's like the little brother I never asked for. I already have 3. Okay, so whatever that word is, gauntlet, which I cannot remember. I saw
a stout glove
come on.
with a long, loose wrist. An armored glove as worn by a medieval
armored
knight.
glove.
The part of a glove covering the wrist. Yeah, it comes from the old French word for, wait for it, glove.
No one saw that coming. Well, when they said that Thanos had this gauntlet, like the day that Endgame came out, Google had a little icon at the top of their page and it said, press the gauntlet and you'll have a surprise today or whatever. Like, did you see that going across
And you
social
didn't
media?
click it because you didn't realize that was the gauntlet.
Yes! I had no idea. I was like, where the flip is this goblet? I was like, when did Thanos have a goblet? Like, I was like, I don't remember that at all. Like, I could not figure out Google. And then somebody showed a picture of it. Like, and I was like, well, there's that jewel glove. I was like, there's that fancy glove with all the, like, you know, lady jewels. And then someone was like, that's a gauntlet. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, I see you, Google. So then I hit it. And then, of course, half of your page, you know, disappeared. Did you do that on in-game day?
No, I don't use my computer.
Okay. Anyway, so then on the same day, I read that Saint Teresa of Avila had a gauntlet. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Did she make half of her, like, haters disappear?
Oh, nice. I have no idea. But it looks just like Thanos. Like, it looks just like the glove in Endgame. Like, it has jewels, like exactly where his jewels are and like everything. And so then I read this other thing and it said that the guy who developed that character or who developed the storyline of Endgame, I don't know, something, not just Endgame, because he had it in Infinity Wars. So, but whatever, I don't know who the guy was, but that he's Catholic and that he got the idea of the gauntlet from St. Teresa of Avila. And I was like, is that true? So I thought, I'll text my friend Taylor because he's the nerdiest nerd I know. And
Well, that's
means
all
he
the
looks
time
up
we
on
have
his
for today.
computer. It just means that he'll look it up for me. That's what that means. So yeah, I wanted to know, is that true?
Stan Lee was not Catholic.
Okay, not Stan Lee, not him. Obviously not Stan Lee. The guy, they had his name that day.
I just for the first time realized that his 2 names are also people's first names. Like that just
Stanley.
set in for me.
Or like the Tools, Stanley Tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Ley.
You're very good with words.
Look at that. Killing it.
Yeah, so but like they absolutely had to take
They had to.
like it looks exactly the same.
It looks exactly the same.
Just like the movie version of something that Catholics did hundreds of years
Yeah,
ago.
but why? Here's what I want to know. Why did she have that? Like, for what purpose was St. Teresa of Avila going around with a gauntlet with the soul stone? I'm just kidding. But with all the stones, like, why?
I mean, she was a mystic, so she probably had the soul stone.
Okay, true. I'm just saying she wasn't collecting all the stones across the world. What was her gauntlet for?
So okay,
do we know?
minor spoiler for Endgame. They allowed us to talk about it. Minor spoiler. All I want to see now is Saint Teresa of Avila like taking the power stone out of her gauntlet and just like punching a heretic. Like that's all I want to see.
Well, that's
now.
not really a spoiler.
Well, I talked around it, but like the people that have seen the movie will know what I'm talking about.
Okay, good.
Like,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'd love to see her do anything with Thanos's gauntlet. I hate that word. I just want to say glove. I just want to say fancy glove. Why can't I just say that?
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but then people will know it's not cool. It's like saying Ender Game. When people are like, "Oh, did you see Ender Game?" and you're like, "Well, you didn't because you just said the wrong word." So I don't want to be that guy.
Well, this is all the time we have for our first segment, guys. This is quite interesting. Why can't I be a co-host?
I just want to know.
Because this is what happens when we talk together. She laughs outside of the microphone. Great mic technique from our co-host here, Liv Harrison. Against my better judgment, she's going to be back for this second segment. So don't go anywhere. Love you. Welcome back to Forte Catholic, where we are having this quite dreary day. Literally, as I'm saying this, I just saw a huge thing of lightning come down from the sky. Thor is very angry. And no, that's not a spoiler for Endgame. I told you we are not going to be doing that. But we are going to be having a little bit of fun today. We're going to be playing a game here. And our good friend Thaddeus Romansky has joined us in the studio, general manager of this here Red Sea Radio Studios. Thaddeus, how are you?
Taylor, how are you?
I'm great. See, I love Thaddeus because every time he comes in and does a sound check, he's like, "Hello, I'm Thaddeus. It's nice to meet you." And then he comes on the radio and he's just got all the energy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So I'm glad that you are here. Because one thing that we've gotten away from here on the show is playing these games. Because ever since we went to this whole like rotating co-host thing and I'm producing, it's just hard for me to produce and host a show and host a game and keep up with points and all these sorts of things. So we just kind of didn't do it. So I needed some help. So I brought in the best. I brought in a doctor, Dr. Romansky, to come in. He's a doctor of games, actually.
That's actually not a true statement. Well, it's a half-truth.
It's a half-truth. We'll go with that.
I am a doctor, but I'm not a doctor of games.
What would be the closest thing to doctor of games? Like, could you be they have doctors, I guess, in sports psychology or something like that, right?
Yeah.
They're a doctor of games. You are not, though.
No, sir.
But you are a doctor of history.
I am.
And again, now that I've turned you down, now you're talking very quietly again. I'm very confused about what we're doing here.
It's because I'm talking about myself, and so I get a little shy. That's all.
Okay, well, then let's just turn it back to talking about me, okay? So, Liv, you don't have to laugh quietly. Like, Liv is still here, guys.
Oh, when I do Sirius XM, they make me be quiet all the time. I'm not allowed to laugh when I'm laughing.
Oh, no, look at me. I'm on Sirius XM. I'm fancy.
She kind of slipped that in there.
I totally did that for Taylor.
Thaddeus, you don't know Liv well enough. She slips it into every conversation she has. Did you know that I've been on Sirius? Okay, fine. Good for you.
Stop.
Fantastic.
I was telling him that he has something that they don't. He has a mute button. They don't have that there. You're way fancier.
Yes.
Just saying. It's highfalutin over here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting back to this game here.
All right, I'm going to laugh as loud as you want me to. I can't wait to do all the laughing.
A gloomy game for a gloomy day. When you think gloom in the Bible, Liv, what do you think of?
I think of like that death angel that went around and killed all the babies. That's gloomy to me.
That is quite gloomy.
That's
Sodom
gloomy.
and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's gloomy.
Or that lady turned into a pillar of salt. That was weird. What a weird way to go out. Like, God's very creative.
Really weird. He's the original Stanley. Yeah.
Stanley. That's one word.
It's one word. Stanley.
So, you could also think of like we celebrate on Good Friday, like the whole world went dark whenever Jesus died. That's very gloomy. But there's this whole thing in the Old Testament about this guy who had everything and then he lost everything because God played a game with the devil. It's all very confusing in the book of Job, right? But he was a very gloomy character, but he never cursed the Lord.
Right.
Long story short, he loses everything. And he's still like everybody, like, even his wife is like, just curse God and get this over with. And he's like, no, I won't. And then she died. It was all very, very, very strange. But then like he gets it all back. Gets a new family that I guess was better and upgraded. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a very confusing story. But he was a confusing and very, very down man. And then there's this story called Winnie the Pooh. Do you know Winnie the Pooh?
I actually used to be kind of a little obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. So yeah, very much so.
Okay.
But I'm told I'm just like Tigger. So there's that.
I've gotten that before
Have
as
you?
well. Yeah, because you and I are the same
we're
person.
so similar.
I know,
That's
but-
why he loves me so much.
This is so great because like we have so much in common.
It drives him nuts.
But like, you reference things from your childhood and I don't understand because I wasn't born
because
yet.
I was in a wagon
But-
going across the prairie.
but that doesn't make any sense. But we get to unite on Winnie the Pooh, this timeless
We're
classic.
going to unite here.
That
Fantastic.
we're so happy to be with. So what this game is, Thaddeus, I think you have a way that you would like to introduce this. So here I'm gonna give you some music, and you're gonna be our game master here. Are you ready for this, sir? Okay, here we go.
And welcome back here on Forte Catholic. It's that time when we play Job or Eeyore. The face-off, the showdown between the lovable Disney stuffed animal and the great Old Testament saint.
We talked about this. I don't think he's
Which
a
is
saint.
which? Yeah, I don't think so either. Or maybe he's a lowercase saint, right? Don't we have, like we don't really know, but he could be. He's not like he doesn't have a card in a bookstore somewhere.
There's also like theories that he never existed. So
Okay, well then there's
I'm
that.
not quite. Are there? I don't think there are any Old Testament saints, are there?
Sure, yes.
Like Moses isn't a saint, but we know he's in heaven because of the Transfiguration.
Well, then he
Same
is.
with Elijah.
Why don't we have saint cards laminated at the bookstore?
Because I don't think they weren't Christians.
Thaddeus is speaking.
So let's play Job or Eeyore, and we can adjudicate these biblical textual questions later.
Great.
Adjudicate. That's a word that only doctors know.
No one else in this room. I didn't know what forte meant until about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, so this is how this is going to go. Thaddeus is going to read us a statement, and then you're going to go first because you are a lady. So you're going to go first. You're going to tell us, is that from the book of Job? Is that something that Job said? Or is it something that little Eeyore said?
The little donkey.
Yes, the little donkey.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Well, I'm guessing, so sure.
All right, go for it, Thaddeus.
Miss Liv, the statement is, wish I could say yes, but I can't. Job or Eeyore?
I'm going to go with Eeyore. I'm so nervous.
You're right.
Yes.
Eeyore responding to Winnie the Pooh when he asked, lovely day, isn't it?
I wish I could say yes, but I can't.
You know what I didn't
Poor
think about?
Eeyore.
You know what I didn't think about?
What?
We didn't. I should have given Thaddeus the soundboard so that he could do the right or wrong answers, but now I can't remember where they are.
Oh, well, that's something.
We've got alarm beeps. we've got car alarms. Oh, that's the right answer.
Oh, that's
okay.
nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here you go,
that's wrong.
Thaddeus.
Okay, you're ready.
I'm gonna give this to you. So wait, you got it right, correct, Liv?
Yeah, I got it right.
I'm very proud of you. Also,
Thank
very
you.
very surprised here.
I knew you were going to say that.
So
This is a game where if I win, it still isn't going to matter. I'm still going to feel like a loser because you're going to make fun of me. So it's fine.
this is finally your chance to prove once and for all
I'm
that
ready.
you're better than me.
How smart I am.
Okay, so Liv
Yep.
has 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, Thaddeus, you got a question for me there?
Taylor, the statement is, I would rather be strangled.
That cannot be Eeyore. That is totally Job. Here you go. Right here, Thaddeus. You can have the wrong answer or the right answer. Just push this little button here. Right answer, wrong. Yeah, I
you
got
got
it
it right.
right. Okay.
That's a statement by Job.
There's no way they would
Chapter
say that.
7, verse 15.
Can you imagine, like your kids are watching
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh
yeah.
and like, I wish I was strangled.
So many things wrong with that.
But don't get too high on your horses,
Okay.
folks. They're going to get harder as we go along.
I see what he did there because it's a
That
game
was
about
nice.
donkeys and this is horses. I like it. I like it.
didn't even get that part. I thought he was just
Liv,
redirecting.
the next
yeah.
question goes to you. The statement is,
Yes.
does anyone want the tasteless white of an egg? Does anyone want the tasteless white of an egg?
It's got to be Eeyore.
I have no
They eat a
idea.
lot in that show. Like they eat all the time. No way.
Job, chapter 6, verse 6.
Yeah, I knew that one for sure.
Taylor.
When are they eating? Why?
Why are they eating eggs?
Why are they
It's like,
eating?
my entire family
They knew
just
you could
died,
eat
but I want
eggs?
some eggs.
Who was the first guy who looked at an egg and said we should eat that? Go ahead. I guess
Eeyore.
before Job.
Taylor, the statement in question is, if it is a good morning, which I doubt.
Eeyore.
Totally. Has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. Self-deprecating.
Stated to Pooh Bear.
Stated to movie. No chapter, no verse. We don't
Oh
get a
man, the
page.
many voices of
It's
Thaddeus.
not- I mean, really,
Shorensky.
this is impressive. Okay.
Liv, back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I only have
What?
a few days left, so leave me alone.
That's got to be Job. I mean, Eeyore never dies. This isn't like. Are you flipping kidding
I'm sorry,
me?
that was a mistake on the board.
I was like, they killed
Job,
Eeyore.
chapter 10, verse 20.
Watching Thaddeus do this so meticulously is hilarious.
This is really funny. You'll need a camera in here. This is very, very. You should be live streaming this.
No,
Taylor.
I look like me.
Stop.
Yes, Thaddeus.
Days, weeks, months, who knows, is the statement.
That's
Ooh.
Job.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I got it wrong.
Eeyore
I got it-
commenting on how long Winnie the Pooh might remain stuck.
Oh, when he's in the honey
Weeks.
tree. Keep going.
I don't think he's in the honey tree. I think it's when he's going into Rabbit's house.
No, I think that's when he goes in the tree and tries to eat the honey.
Taylor, Taylor, what is the current score?
2-2.
Yes. This is
Ooh.
amazing.
Liv.
I'm ready.
It's snowing still and freezing. However, we haven't had an earthquake lately.
I'm going to go with Joe.
Live earlier today.
What?
Eeyore,
Oh
trying
my
to be an
gosh.
optimist.
This is hard.
Taylor,
He's ready.
why wasn't I born dead?
That's Job.
I have a friend who says
That
that.
has to be Job. Okay, that one was easy.
Job,
Again,
chapter 3, verse
all the
11.
something that
Dark
could not be
ones.
said.
Yeah,
Something that could not
seriously.
be said on a children's show.
Jeez.
Liv,
Mm-hmm.
the statement is, lying in bed, I think. When will it be morning? But the night drags on.
There's only,
Eeyore.
only two choices.
It's got to be Eeyore. Okay, you know what?
Oh, I
This is
love that sound. I love
ridiculous.
that sound.
Chapter 7 of Job, verse
Duh.
4.
Shut up. You've never read Job in your life.
Sure, I have twice
No way.
today.
See, I didn't even know we were doing this.
I did.
Taylor,
I think he's giving signals.
thanks for noticing me.
Oh my gosh.
Eeyore.
Giving him all the easy ones. This is such a guy
Yeah.
thing.
No, like he's not giving me any signals.
To
He's just
Winnie the
being very
Pooh.
straight.
It's the
She's like raising his
easiest-
eyebrows at me.
Easiest statement ever. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, of course the ones that
This is a
I
guys
got.
club.
I
It's a
told you
guys
the right
club.
answer.
It's a guy's club.
That's what's going on. It's 4-2. I'm winning.
Liv,
I am losing.
Liv,
Yes.
because you are our special guest.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you get this question correct, you win the whole thing.
Wait, how many questions do we have left?
This is the last question.
Is it really?
It really is.
What are
Okay,
the odds
fine.
that I'm going to get
Okay,
it? I mean,
fine.
come on, Taylor.
I agree.
I'm not good at math, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah.
It's all for naught.
That sounds like a fancy word, but then they're British. Like, it sounds like Job, but then they're British people who wrote the thing. I'm going to go with Job because I haven't said his name.
Wait, do you think British people wrote Job?
No.
Yay! I win.
Eeyore in typical bright fashion.
See?
I'm the winner.
I am such a loser.
I'm very proud of me.
I am too. Now I made it up for you because
Join
you were
us
hating
next
me.
time when we play King Saul or Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, Okay, that's really funny.
Wait, yeah, he doesn't say anything. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna come back on, and all the questions for you will be like real statements. Like we'll always know the answer because if it's a real English statement, it was him.
Yeah, it was British.
But okay, so like at the end of every TV episode, they always give like a next week on Forte Catholic, right?
Right.
So I just want you to give us one of the Tasmanian devil questions.
Can
there,
you do
Thaddeus.
it? Can you do the voice? Nice.
My favorite part about this is when I called Thaddeus earlier this morning. He was like, I don't know. I'm pretty tired today. I don't know if I'll have a lot of energy. You did not think you were going to do the Tasmanian devil voice when you came into work today,
I did not. It's a
did you?
good thing we watch so much Looney Tunes in our house.
He dug deep.
So answer honestly, Thaddeus. Would you have gotten more than 4 of those right?
I think I would have done pretty well because a lot of the Eeyore statements use, contractions, or they are kind of constructed in a way that doesn't sound like biblical language. So
I think the Eeyore ones are easier.
Wait, are there not contractions in the Old Testament?
I don't think so.
not usually when you don't usually see, like thanks for noticing me. It wouldn't be written that way, and it would be noticing me. Thank you for noticing me.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they're using the Message Bible. We don't know.
The Lego Bible.
Is that a thing?
I think it is. I think it is a thing.
That's the one you read. That makes so much more sense why you didn't win the game. You're reading the wrong Bible.
I need to brush up on my Job.
But there's some that are pretty close.
Eeyore is with us in the studio
He
today.
really is. This is so
Poor
awesome.
Thaddeus is like asleep. And 2 Tiggers. 2 Tiggers and an Eeyore coming to
days, weeks, months, who knows? I mean, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That's a tougher one.
Well, because it has time. But then it's like, did they know time back then? I don't know what they knew. I don't know what Job knew.
Probably.
Here's an example. I only have a few days left, so leave me alone. If it maybe said, I only have a few days left, just leave me alone, that would sound more.
That's true. More
like
Eeyore. That's more
Eeyore-ish,
modern.
More modern construction.
Yeah, Job's were a little dark, and Eeyore's were pretty easy. But apparently, I don't know either. So.
And I agree that why wasn't I born dead? That's probably not going to appear in Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
Not now. I mean, maybe now. I don't know.
Terrifying.
It's getting kind of dark. Toy Story 3 was dark. That was a dark film.
Yeah, it's like, hello, childhood. Would you like to end
Burn
now?
Yeah, it's the worst. So it could go to that place.
It's all over. Well, you know what else is over?
What?
This segment. We're done with this game. Do you think the game went well, Liv?
I think the game went fantastic, even though I failed miserably. But you know what that means? That means you're happy. So I'm happy.
I'm always happy.
All right.
The opposite of Eeyore.
Hey,
That's
thanks
true.
for letting me participate.
No, that was fun. I like how much fun you had with it because it's like
He just wants a nap.
all the ways that I push Liv's buttons because I know her well is what Thaddeus does to me. So that was an absolute blast. The many characters and voices of Thaddeus Romansky. Guys, Liv and I will be back in just a few minutes for our final segment. Don't go anywheres. Welcome back to Forte Catholic as we record here in the middle of a tornado warning because we love you so much that we are risking our lives to be here to bring you just the purest of Catholic radio, Catholic podcasting land. They say in the scriptures. Do you know what they say in the scriptures, Liv?
They say if you lay your life down for one's friend, there's no better, I don't know, something like that. There's no better thing's not in the Bible, than to lay your life down for one's friends. Say it for me, Taylor. Say it.
That was awesome. That was the most Catholic thing you've ever done in your entire life.
There's no greater gift. There's no greater... What is this? I feel like we're playing a game. Like, I feel like this is a fill in the blank.
You already lost the previous game.
I did.
This isn't a game, but somehow you're still losing.
I am such a loser. Why do you bring me on the show? Oh, that's right. So you can feel better about yourself.
Because this is so much fun for me.
It is so much fun for you.
Talk right into that microphone, Liv.
I am. Okay, I am. I move a lot. Yeah. I don't know what the line is, Taylor.
See, I knew it. Now I heard you just babble for 2 minutes.
And I messed you up. Listen, basically, lay your life down for your friend.
There's no greater love than this, than to lay down your life for one's friends. Love. That's the word.
Which
that
there's
forgotten.
some people who, like the love languages, and their love language is gifts. So a gift to them would equal love. So I'm pretty sure I nailed that. Like, I feel like that's the same. Totally got it.
I mean, but one of the love languages isn't dying for the other person. I think that kind of like goes above.
That's called marriage. That's called marriage.
No, I'm not going to die for you. I'm more of a physical touch person.
I am physical. What are you? I'm physical touch. Yeah.
Which is weird because it's like you can't give or receive that kind of love to most people.
I hate my gifts or whatever. No one wants you to touch them.
The way I feel loved is illegal.
Yeah, exactly. Makes everyone hate me. So I say that I hug everyone with my words, and so I do a lot of words of affirmation.
My other one is quality time. We've just had such great quality time today.
That's my
we started recording 2.5 hours ago.
Oh my gosh.
There was literally a rain delay because there was a tornado warning that we couldn't get through the first time we tried to record this last segment here.
Can I paint a little picture as to what happened?
Give us a little play-by-play of what just happened. Yes.
Thaddeus even came and knocked on the window, because I'm sitting here. The recording studio is on the second floor of a building with big glass windows, and there's tornado warnings. Our phones are vibrating on the table. It's like an Amber Alert. It's like one of those things. It's just like going off.
I turned to those
tornado warning. Of course you did. And I got like 17. And I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to motion. I'm like, Taylor, look, it's getting green outside. The rain's going sideways.
It was not green.
Totally green. And then 10 minutes in, Thaddeus, who I did not know, is knocking on the glass. And you know what Taylor does? He just waves at him. And I'm in here going, oh my gosh, this is like Syria. I'm like basically a hostage on an airplane. I couldn't get down. And when we did,
wait, just stop.
Were any of those things correct?
No, I'll let you continue. But the fact that it's raining outside, and you compared it to being a hostage in Syria. Do you really want to stay with that little analogy there?
I was trying to compare it to being a hostage. It was like being a hostage. You wouldn't let me out of the room. And there was a tornado.
I mean, the door's unlocked.
Saw a tornado.
I know that throughout the day you've had trouble with the door because there's a door stop and you didn't understand what a door stop was.
Twice.
You're like, why won't this door close?
I have a college degree. I can't figure out Taylor's door. There's a door stopper. It's very polite here. But yeah, I was just like, it's fine, guys. I went to a safe space. And when I got there, downstairs, like you're supposed to, kids, in a hallway, although I wanted to go in the bathroom, although no one else was in the bathroom. So I chose, being cool instead of being safe. And I found a room of women. And guess what they all said to Taylor? They all said, Taylor, you're so mean.
And you know where I was during that conversation?
He did not. He was outside with the tornado. You're the worst.
I was outside. Here's what I did. We're at St. Mary's Catholic Center, which is where the radio station is based out of.
Which is not like Syria. I do want to clear that up. This is not Syria.
Right.
I just want to make that clear.
What I did is I went into the church and I got the crucifix and I went and stood outside in the middle of the rain and I planted the crucifix into the ground and yelled, "You shall not pass!"
It's true.
And then it stopped raining.
And that is actually kind of a fact. If only I had been filming that, but I was so scared and I was in a room, but there was a priest and his sister in my room. So I was like, listen, if I got to go today by tornado, this is the best. This is the most calm I've ever been during a tornado.
This was the most calm you've ever been?
Yes, Taylor. Yes, and I just want to be validated that all the other normal humans who were in this building were seeking shelter. However, Taylor, taskmaster was like, sit down. You must complete. He kept going, we only have 3 minutes left. I'm like, why can't we record later, Taylor? That kind of was cute and rhymed.
I was trying to. You were like, I have to get home quick because I have a junior league meeting tonight.
Okay.
So I need to go.
They all listen to this stuff, my junior league friends. So you should say hi to them.
Well, hello, junior league.
And
what I want
Rick?
to tell you, Rick. Here's what you need to hear. Liv doesn't care about your meeting. I was trying to get
Rick's
her to
not at the meeting, but the junior league meeting. Well, we've got a call-in number. So if I don't make it in, I think I'm going to be okay. It looks like the storm went north. Not that Taylor cares, but we're safe. And so now we are here and we're recording. And I just wanted, and we got to do that was kind of like a PSA. It was like a public service announcement we just did. We got to tell the kids.
Everybody loves Rick.
There you go. How to stay safe in a tornado. Yeah.
So you thought the world was ending.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think the world was ending. I just didn't want to get bashed in the head by that glass right there. That's all, Taylor. Sorry. I'm a bad person.
That's what that means. I think you were just convinced I was a bad person.
Yes, yes.
You were like, Taylor's the worst.
Taylor
doesn't care about my life.
Taylor
Taylor thinks that the rain won't melt me. Like these are the things that you were thinking in your head.
He doesn't know I'm made of sugar. Yeah, all of that. And he won't ask me back. So thanks, everybody. Happy birthday, Father Anthony.
It was nice knowing you guys.
It was nice being on the show twice.
You know what? You think you're going to get kicked off the show.
Yeah.
We're 134 episodes in. I've been thinking I was going to get the call after every episode that I was going to get fired, and
well, this might be the one.
It hasn't happened yet.
They might question your judgment. Yeah. Like, who is he?
He wanted to continue recording through the rain. How dare he?
I was going to say, he just invites anyone on his show? Like what? Like there was no one else that could do this today?
I only have famous people on the show or people who went to high school with famous people. So you're in that second category.
Which category am I? That's what we should play. We should play Did Liv go to high school with this person? That should be the game.
Rick, did you go to high school with Rick?
No, I didn't.
Rick from the junior. I really hope Rick listens.
I don't think Rick is going to listen.
What is Rick like?
I mean, what? Where is this going?
Wherever I want it to. It's my last show. What do I care?
Let's go out with a tornado. It's going to be quite a storm. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, and you make fun of Junior League, but you know what? Junior League is actually kind of amazing. And we do amazing stuff. I feel like you did.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then it wasn't you. It was everybody else I've ever met. It's a good little organization.
You haven't answered my question.
What?
I want to know about Rick.
Oh, stop. No, Rick lives in Aspen, Colorado.
Wow.
He's a coach. Yeah. He's a baseball coach.
Proud of him. You know what they don't have in Colorado?
What?
Tornadoes.
Yes. Yes. And when I was in Denver, like this past weekend, my kids were sheltered in a tornado warning for 2 hours.
I think your kids are sheltered, period.
That's a true statement. Yeah, that is. Okay, that's true. Yeah, you've met my kids. They love you.
I've met one of your kids.
A kid. You've met a tall one. Yeah, the tall kid. Mm-hmm.
One tall one.
Yep. Anyway, you've got more than I do. You win again. You win all the games.
Are we still playing games? I feel like that's what we're doing. Okay, so I try. What's great about Liv is I try to make these transitions from our silly conversations into like the topics, and then she just rolls right through them like a tornado. So
hit me with it. I'll get serious. What do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Hit me with anything. I'm ready. Do it. I'm ready.
Okay, so you thought your world was ending. The book of Revelation is about the world ending.
Right.
You've heard of this?
Yes.
See, you would have been very impressed with that transition if you would have let me do it 3 minutes ago. Now you're just like, yeah, that's whatever. That wasn't really all that good. You stink.
Stop.
So we talked a little bit about Revelation last week with Father Anthony. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's 30 years old. I turned 30 this
30
year.
years old.
He's 30 years old. He's older than me. What an old person.
Older than me.
Nope, that's not true.
It is.
We're just going to lie on the radio now.
It's fine.
That's what we've been doing here for 134 episodes. I'm actually Protestant. I don't know.
I've never met a Catholic. We don't even know who Father Anthony is.
We've been convinced for a while that he's not a real priest. Maybe that's actually the case.
He probably isn't.
Happy birthday, Father Anthony. Okay.
Yeah.
Book of Revelation. Speaking of the
Got
end,
it.
The end of our careers, the end of the Bible.
Today
the
with
end
the tornado.
The end of time.
Right.
We talked a little bit about it last week with its connections to the Mass, but there's a couple of other imagery things that I wanted to get into today. But before we do that, when you think of the Book of Revelation...
Okay, so I don't know a lot about Revelation because it seems to be
This just proves once and for all that we've already done this segment before. You started answering the question before I even finished it because you knew it was the question because I asked it to you an hour and a half ago.
I thought you were saying...
Well, I was in the middle of asking the question.
Well, I do that. I interrupt. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm proud of you.
Go ahead. I'll listen all the way through.
No. Just answer the question I didn't ask.
I don't... Okay, I do not know a lot about Revelation. Please continue. How's that?
So when you think of it, what are the things that you know?
The things that I know about Revelation, I know that it's at the end of the Bible.
Congratulations.
Okay, right. Is it the last thing? Like, does it literally end with Revelation?
I mean, there's a few maps and a glossary, but other than that, yeah.
But I mean, like, like the good stuff. That's okay. So I know that. I know it's in the New Testament. I know that it was written by John, and I know that there are like 4 horses of things, like apocalypse things. There's fire involved from the sky. Or is that, I feel like there's a lot of fire in the sky. Like, that's like Pentecost, and
I feel like you're not going to be ready for Jesus coming back. Like, if you couldn't get through a little bit of rain, like when the Lord comes back on the clouds with fire, you're going to be like,
I'm going to die. I'm going to like be the person that like drops dead. Mary, I think Mary's there, and she's going to give like birth, and the devil's going to eat it, or try to. Or the snake, or there's a demon. That's all I got. That's it. That is literally all I know.
I mean, that last one was questionable, but I mean, I'm proud of you for the rest of the information.
I know that it was written by John. I think that's impressive. Wasn't it a dream? Didn't it come to him as a dream, or as
it was all a dream?
It came as a what? Vision.
There you go.
Okay, that means you're awake when it happens.
Much better.
Got it. Look at what I learned.
It was all a dream. I saw the heavens open up with all the... Okay.
All right, teach us.
A
wise one.
Give me your wisdom. So,
Yoda.
We talked wisdom. We have. We talked a little bit last week about like how you have to read. It's at the end of the book, at the end of the Bible for a reason. You have to read and understand the rest of it. And there's a lot of imagery here, and there's another point that kind of stuck out to me as I was going through this. So in this whole book of Exodus, you've heard of this book, right? Mm-hmm. What number book is that in the Bible?
Oh, come on. Wait. Hold on. Number 2?
Yeah. I loved.
I wish I had a mic to drop.
You went through the.
You watched my face, didn't you?
String of emotions there. You go, oh no, I don't know. And then you're like, really? You're going to ask me this dumb question that, wait, I can't think of the answer to right now. It's 2.
Yeah. And I was so proud of myself. It's the first thing I've gotten right the entire time on the show.
You should be proud of yourself. I mean, I'm not going to mention that like everyone in first grade knows that, but I'm proud of you.
You are the absolute, what kind of coach are you? But go ahead. Exodus.
It's how I'm encouraged. Everything that I've done in life, everyone told me that I couldn't do.
Oh,
so it's how I encourage
That's
others.
Good. I just hate myself. So it works for me as well. It brings on self-loathing, but that's fine. Continue.
Love you.
All right.
We'll do some counseling after this. Don't worry. So in the book of Exodus, the chosen people of God are in slavery. They're in bondage in Egypt. There's all these plagues. There's this story of Passover that we celebrated a couple weeks ago during Holy Week. There's mention of they had to eat lamb on this day. They sprinkled the blood on the door, and you're delivered. Yay! And then we get into the book of Revelation, and there's a lot. So like this book is written for people who grew up Jewish. Like the Jewish people that have now become the first Christians.
What all that means.
Right. So this is a huge part of their heritage.
Right, got it.
So they start seeing these themes a lot quicker than like most of us would, right? So at the same time, this imagery in Revelation, it's like God delivering his people from captivity. Like we've all been enslaved to sin for so long. There are all these plagues and things that happen in Revelation that harken back to what happened in Egypt. There is a lamb, like the lamb who was slain, who is now triumphant. And just like the people in Exodus were led to the promised land, like God's people are led to the promised land of heaven. We get this huge imagery of heaven throughout the whole thing, and the wedding feast and the heavenly liturgy and all these things that we hit on a little bit last week. But one of the thoughts that I had as we were going through this, so like we're bookending here. It's right. That's
almost a good point.
Almost at the beginning of the scriptures, and then literally at the end of the scriptures, we have these similar themes,
right? Of
like God delivering his people, of like a lamb saving his people, and like I one of the things that it does for me is I look back, like I can be skeptical at times,
sure,
and then I look at these scriptures that were written over the course of 2,000 years. That is a long time.
It's a long
right?
time.
So like we think of like the great authors even of our time. You know, you have your, a bunch of Catholics love Tolkien, and then you have like the Harry Potter series is probably the greatest modern storytelling.
Easily.
And like she wrote that over the course of, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm guessing, I don't know, but somewhere around there, right? The scriptures were written over the course of 2,000 years.
That's crazy.
Like, one author literally can't do that,
No.
right? Because you don't live that long.
No.
And how so
Wow.
many of these themes and imagery were there at the beginning and they're there again at the end, but it's kind of like the fulfillment of that.
Sure.
And that's always blown my mind, and it kind of helped me when I'm feeling skeptical.
Well, there's two authors for every single word in the Bible. It's the human author, and then there's the Holy Spirit, which I think is why you see that consistency that goes from the very beginning and then continues throughout the entire thing. He was there the entire time. Every word that is written is, enwrapped with the Holy Spirit. So yeah, I think that also proves the point that, well, he had to be involved,
Right. You know what else has to end? This show.
Why?
We're done. Our time's up.
That's sad.
Well,
It's just too much to talk about.
Well, I'm done. Liv, thanks for coming on today. We survived.
Thanks, Taylor.
We survived the radio show. I'm very proud of you.
I hope your show continues.
It probably won't, but I hope so too. I might be back next week.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Father Anthony.
Father Anthony.
See ya! Father Anthony, I'm really concerned that you haven't made any friends yet. Are you okay?
Me too. I'm a little sad.
Well, I can't help you there, but I can help the other people. Join a community of just the most amazing people in the world over at patreon.com/Forte. I think it's Forte. Do you know? I don't know. Patreon.com/Forte Catholic. That's how it goes. I'm, like you said earlier in the show, I'm a professional. Yes. And I know how to do things. So there's all kind of bonus content, things that we didn't have time for on the show, things that we literally couldn't say on the show because Taylor would get fired. That's all over at patreon.com/Forte Catholic. If you want more Father Anthony, and if you want to finally help him be a friend, you can pay for that privilege at patreon.com/Forte Catholic. Please help me feed my children.